Hi, I'm here with Brad Hanson, the CEO of LaBelle Management. Mr. Hanson, how long have you been CEO for LaBelle?
A little over 4 years.
4 years? Okay. LaBelle Management dates back to 1948 when the Pixie restaurant opened. And since then, LaBelle has grown tremendously. And they now own many restaurants, hotels, retail malls, office complexes, condos, and apartments throughout the state of Michigan. So there are currently 3 main divisions within the LaBelle Management: the restaurant division, the hotel division, and the real estate and development division. So my question to you, Mr. Hanson, is that even though LaBelle was successful in the restaurant industry early on, why then did LaBelle decide to diversify into new areas such as hotels and real estate?
Well, I think we've always been an opportunistic driven company, and we've looked at different areas of business where we thought we could make a profit and where we could fill a void or a need in the market. We've always been a Michigan-based company, so being a small, nimble company allows us to diversify and get into other areas that a lot of other people can't get into. So, being in the restaurant business, we had an opportunity to get into the hotel business, which is a natural extension of hospitality and service. So as we got into the hotel business, we had other hotel opportunities become available, and then by being based in Mount Pleasant, we had real estate opportunities become available. So as we started to purchase land, and you have to do something with the land, so we developed some strip centers or built something else and leased it out or sold it or whatever. So we had some hotels in Traverse City, and some property came up next door, so we acquired the property and built condominiums and sold the condominiums. And so we're just always looking for opportunities in the hospitality business, trying to stay with our core of service, hospitality.
Okay, great, great. LaBelle Management recently acquired the food court within the Gun Lake Casino, which is located just south of Grand Rapids. And the restaurants in that food court include Tim Hortons, Johnny Rockets, Cold Stone Creamery, and the Villa Fresh Italian Kitchen, which you really had no experience. LaBelle has never owned any of those restaurants before. So from your perspective as a CEO of LaBelle, what are your thoughts about this acquisition? What makes you think that this will be a successful and profitable addition for LaBelle?
Well, again, it's an opportunity that was afforded us through a bid process, and we were the recipients of the bid to be in the food court. And the Indian tribe had these concepts as a preconceived notion of that's what they wanted in the food court. So we went out and got the franchises, and they're food outlets, so it's food and service and hospitality, which that's what we do. So it doesn't matter what the concept is, it fits what we do, and what we do is food and hospitality. So we just think that you know, the casinos in Michigan have been successful. They have a captive audience. They generate their own traffic and their own audience. So we believe that there'll be plenty of customers to go around, and so we're looking forward to it. So we've been open about 60 days, and so far we're doing really well.
All right, good deal.
Currently owns and operates a company that is strategically placed on the corner of Mission Street and West Campus Drive, which is also directly across from Kelly Shore Stadium. There's going to be a Holiday Inn built there that will have a tunnel connecting in the near future. And along with having a tunnel connecting to the stadium, that's also going to be on university property, you know, which is going to give them tax breaks, clearly. So my question for you is, how do you guys plan on competing with this Holiday Inn, and how do you think it'll change and affect the dynamic of your company?
Well, we believe that competition is healthy, and competition in the business world is something that we can contend with and compete with every day. So the new Holiday Inn will certainly bring a different element and different level of clientele to the south end of Mount Pleasant. We believe that there's enough to go around. Our concepts are different than the Holiday Inn concept, and the Holiday Inn will be more of the top of the market, and ours are more mid-range of the market. So we will most likely be underneath them in price and more affordable for the traveler and the business person that's looking to spend a little bit less. And the Holiday Inn will be a very beautiful property. I mean, they're going to spend a lot of money on it. It'll be all new and fresh. But there's a market in town for that, as well as you know, the new water park that's being built by the Indian tribe.
Exactly. Alrighty. Alright, and LaBelle Management is known for their diverse business strengths and different divisions to be both profitable and successful. When looking at the success of franchises and non-franchises, is there a big difference in terms of profitability?
There can be. The franchise, the good thing about a franchise is people are familiar with what they're going to get. So as you travel around the United States, for example, I mean, McDonald's is the top you know, franchisor in the world, and obviously very well known. So when you go to a McDonald's, you're looking for consistency and you're looking for the product that you're familiar with. And it's safe. It's a very safe purchase, and you know what you're going to get. And when you're in dealing with an independent or a non-franchise company, you're not always aware of what you're going to receive, and you don't know if you want to take that risk. So the franchise is very profitable because it generally will drive business and sales to your business, but you're paying a franchise fee for that. Where the independent side, you'll save 4 or 5% in operating costs by not having franchise fees to pay. But unless you have a tremendous reputation in the area and you have the local clientele build up, you're not going to do the sales. But for the traveler, the franchise is very lucrative.
Okay, actually answers some of my next question in that. So what different aspects does your company look at when investing in these different areas, as far as franchises and non-franchises?
Well, for example, here in Mount Pleasant, we own the Comfort Inn, the Fairfield Inn, and the Super 8. Those are all franchises. Mount Pleasant is a destination city for a lot of people doing business or doing events, or students at CMU, parents, people doing business, state associations. We do a lot of state associations because we're in the very center of the state. So geographically, it's easy for people to get to Mount Pleasant and have their association meetings, and then, you know, disperse back to where they live.
Okay.
So we have franchises in Mount Pleasant because, again, people are traveling and it's safe. Now in Traverse City, we own 2 hotels on Grand Traverse Bay, and those are both independents. So they do not have a franchise name. And those are the Grand Beach Resort and the Sugar Beach Resort. And they're both 100-room properties on 300 feet of some of the most beautiful sand in Michigan, but in the world. I mean, the beaches are just fantastic. So when you look at that, we say the water's our franchise up there, because people are going to stay on the beach and in the water, and we don't need to have a franchise, and we don't need to be paying franchise fees. So that's one of the biggest differences. Independent restaurants, again, we were born and raised in Mount Pleasant. It's a Mount Pleasant-based business, even though we do business all over the state of Michigan, from Traverse City to Detroit and Grand Rapids to, you know, Saginaw Bay City. So east to west, north to south. But our independent restaurants in Mount Pleasant have been built on our reputation and our business around here. The Pixie has been in the same location, in the same family for 63 years. You know, very successful restaurant. And you know, the Italian Oven is an independent. It started out as a chain. The chain actually went bankrupt and went out of business, but we were doing well in the Italian Oven, and we just kept it as an independent and continue to run it. So then our franchises, you know, our Big Boys and Bennigan's and Ponderosa also been very successful here in Mount Pleasant.
So it's basically like dictated off of your market due to your location. Like, as you said, we're here centrally, so people are looking for that familiar product. But if you go out to a place like you said, Traverse City, you know, it's different. Or familiarity is not that really big together.
Well, there's a lot of different niches, and
Right.
and that goes back to our whole philosophy of being opportunistic. Is we found these different niches, and in the family steakhouse, you know, we have a Ponderosa, in a casual theme, full serve dining restaurant with liquor, we have Bennigan's. For, the Italian oven fits a whole different mix. Pixie is, is fast casual, fast food, a whole different element. There are certainly a lot of chains in Traverse City. There's a Holiday Inn on the water. Now, you could debate whether you need to have a Holiday Inn on the water or if the water and the beach becomes your franchise. And we've been very successful without a franchise in Traverse City because of our location. Now, if we were across the road from the beach, we may want a franchise.
All right, well, thank you.